everyone, this is Miss Faina, and today we will be talking about the review for test number 2. So, question number 1, it states, which of the following do not represent y as a function of x? So, what we need to see with our eyes is it says, do not represent y as a function of x, which means a function. Okay, remember, to be a function, our x values cannot repeat. Okay, that says nothing about the y values. Only the x values can't repeat. So because we want it to not be a function, we want the x values to repeat for this answer choice. So looking at them, number 1, we have 1 as an x, 1 as an x, 1 as an x, 1 as x. All of those x values repeat to different y values, so that's going to be one of our options. Looking at number 2, we have -2, 3, -2, 0, so the -2's repeat. So that's one of our options. Number 3, we have 4, 5, 6, and 0. So that one represents a function. So we do not want to select that one. Number 4, we have 7, 2, 9, 2. The 2's repeat. So we want to select that. So for our answer choice, we're looking for 1, 2, and 4 because those represent, or they do not represent a function. So that would be answer choice C. Okay, on yours you have a multiple choice answer box. You select the cursor tool, the select or move tool, and you will select that answer. Okay, moving on to the next question. It says, use the graph below to answer the following questions. Okay, it says, type true or false in the green box, then using the add text box option. So first off, it says the y-intercept is 0, 4. So we look, let's zoom in some. We look on the y-axis, so this is our y-axis, and we look for the y-intercept. The y-intercept is here. That point is 0, 4. So I'm going to use the text box option. I'm going to type in true because that is a true statement. And I'm going to drag it and put it in the box. Okay, looking at question number 3, the graph opens upward. Remember, upward makes that U-like shape, like that parabola that opens up. Okay, well this one is not opening up, it's opening down, so that's a false statement. I already have false right here, so I'm just going to drag that to my box. Okay. The graph represents an exponential function. Well, remember, exponential function increases or decreases quickly, like this or like this. That is a parabola, so it is a quadratic. So we're going to use our text box and we're going to type in false because that is a false statement. And then we're going to drag it to the box. Okay, it says the graph has 2 x-intercepts. Well, let's look. Remember, we have 3 different options when it comes to quadratics on how many intercepts it can have. So x-intercepts are where it crosses the x-axis. So here's my x-axis right here. It crosses it once here, once here. That is 2 of them. So that statement is true. So add text box, we're going to type in true. And we're going to drag that. Oh, looks like I already drug it there. So true. Okay. Looking at the next one, it says match the graphs below to the family function. Write the letter by the name of the graph under the blue family function name. So we have things that can be linear, quadratic, exponential, and neither. So if it's a graph you haven't seen before, then that's going to be probably a neither graph. and we're writing, so I'm going to use my writing tool. I'm going to use, let's say, red. Okay, so let's look at letter A. A is a straight line, and I know straight lines go with linear. B makes that parabola shape that opens down. That is a quadratic. C, another straight line, and it's increasing this time, whereas A was decreasing. So I'm going to list C there. D is an increasing exponential. Okay, it's going up quickly. So D is going to go under exponential. E, notice that has two curves. Okay, where a parabola only has one curve. So E we haven't seen before. So that's going to go under the neither. You'll see that when you go to Algebra 2. Okay, F, that's that parabola shape that opens up. G, it's a W. It has three curves now. We haven't seen anything like that yet. So that's going to be a neither. Okay, you'll learn that in Algebra 2 as well. H, another straight line. So that's linear. Let's see, got one hiding back down there. I, okay, it's a decreasing exponential. So I, decreasing exponential. And that's all of them. So that's what yours should look like. Looking at number 4, it says, in the box of the family functions based on the given parent function equation. Oh, name the family function. Sorry, I can't read today. Then drag the 6 equations to the corresponding family functions. So we have to name them. So this is where you need to know y equals b to the x. Which parent function did that go to? That went with exponential. Okay, so I'm going to write exponential, move it to the box. X squared. Which one had an x squared in its equation? That was quadratic. Okay, and the last one, y equals x. X is an exponent of 1. That is our linear function. Okay, so now we're going to drag using the cursor tool. So this first one right here, y equals 3/4 x. That is a linear function. Okay, the x has an exponent of 1. Okay, y equals 5x squared. It's a quadratic function. Y equals 4 to the x. X is in the exponent. That's exponential. Y equals 3x minus 7. Exponent of 1. That goes under linear. X squared plus 5. Quadratic. And then y equals 5 over 4 to the x power. That's an exponential function. Okay, make sure there's none hiding. Got them all? So you should sort them like that. There's 2 for each of them. Looking at number 8, drag the following descriptions and place it under the matching graph. So I have all these graphs and I need to use the words, the descriptions to describe them. So quadratic function opening down. So we're looking for a U shape that opens down like that. Okay, so quadratic function that opens down, that's going to go right here. Now we want a quadratic function that opens up. Okay, so it's making that U shape. So that is going to go right here. Okay, increasing exponential. So remember, increasing, it goes up from left to right. Exponential is that one that increases rapidly or decreases rapidly. So it's going to look something like that. So that will be this one. Decreasing linear function. Ooh, almost got me. So that has to be a straight line and going down from left to right. So that's going to be this one. Decreasing exponential function. That's that slide one where at the end you get a wedgie. That's this function. And then increasing linear, it's going up from left to right. So your matching should look like this. Question number 9. Find the zeros of the following graph. Write your answers as an ordered pair. Remember, ordered pair means your points will be in the form of x comma y. So zeros, that's just another word for x-intercepts. Okay, so where does it cross the x-axis? So first we label our x-axis right here. We want to see where it crosses. It crosses at -3, 0. So you can either write it -3, 0, or to make it easier on your teacher, you type it. So -3, 0. So it looks like that. Okay, the second half, okay, here, oh, get my pen. Here's my x-axis. This crosses in two different spots. So it crosses at -3, 0, and it crosses at 1, 0. You can also type those. -3, 0, and then a space, 1, 0. They are two different points, so you need to make sure that you write them as two different points. And that would be it for that one. Okay, number 10. Use the graph below to answer the following questions. So I'm going to use my pen tool to write. At a horizontal distance of 20 feet, what is the height? Well, horizontal distance is right here on the x-axis. So I'm looking at 20 feet. I need to go up and see what the height is. That's this right here. That height is 4 feet. Okay, next one. There are two x-intercepts on this graph. What are they? Well, where are they crossing the x-axis? Well, here is my x-axis down here. It's crossing here. That point is 0, 0. And it's crossing it here. It lands here. That is 25, 0. Okay. Lastly, it wants us to find f of 10. So I find 10. So here's 10 on the x-axis. Remember, when it's in the parentheses, that's the x value. So x equals 10. We want to know what the height is. So I look for the height. It's right here, which goes with 6. So f of 10 equals 6. Not too bad. Last question. If f of x equals 15 minus 3x and g of x equals 2 plus 5x, find the following. Show your work. So this is the one that I've seen a lot of people make mistakes on, okay, not using the correct equation. So first one, we want to find f of 4. So we have to use this f of x equation, okay? So when we do this, f of 4, I'm replacing the x with the number 4. So I have 15 minus, that 3 and the x are being multiplied, so I have 3, and I'm replacing it with the number 4. Okay, so now I have 3 times 4, which 3 times 4 is 12. 15 minus 12 is 3. So I'm going to use the text box option. I'm going to type in the number 3, and I'm going to put it in the green box. Okay, can also make sure we write it properly. F of 4 equals 3. Or sorry, f of 4. Ah, hitting all kinds of things. Messing up today. Where's my eraser? F of 4, write it properly, Miss Faina. There we go. F of 4 equals 3. Okay, now this next one, it wants us to use the g equation. That's this equation because it has the letter g. This is telling me that x equals -3, and we're going to plug it in. So I have g of -3 equals 2 plus 5, I'm replacing the x with a negative 3, which gives me 5 times negative 3. 5 times negative 3 is a negative 15. So that just turns into a minus 15. 2 minus 15. The 15 is a negative number and it's the bigger number, so my outcome is going to be negative. And it's 13. So that would be g of negative 3. Okay, also type it in the box. Negative 13. And it goes right there. So this is the review for test number 2. Hopefully this helps. If you had any questions, make sure you keep studying for your test tomorrow. Have a good day, Rangers.